Hello viewers, I'm SB and welcome back to Paradise Killer, where, frankly, this whole system seems very artificially limited to me. Like, why are we running the trial this way? Why is it the case that we can only say one person did anything? It's... whatever, it's fine, I guess. It seems very silly. That said, if we could implicate everybody on everything that they did, I still might end up doing exactly what we're doing here, because again, I'm, pretty fine letting Sam and Lydia get away with everything. We may still try to pin witness for something he did, just because he yelled at me a lot, and I don't care for that. Someone breached the third holy seal and took a step away from innocence, towards crime. Please bring us a meal of truth, so that we may gorge on justice. Well, I mean, you should... responsible portions, please. Lady Love dies. What is the third seal? A bloodlock that is coded to council members. To get through it, you either need council blood in your body, or a sample to trick the lock, or there's 700 other ways to bypass it. It turns out everybody has council blood all of the time. Yuri has already give us a confession. He says he took Dainonagate through the seals. Yuri already has a death sentence for his part in the second seal, and Dainonagate is already dead, although we will bring the corpse here and have you shoot it again, obviously. Do you believe there is more going on here? Did someone else go through this seal? We're letting the Daybreaks off the hook, right? No, that's it. That matches with what I found. Aiz Kiwami is Dainonagate's father, he's got council blood. This all adds up, it's very straightforward. Dainonagate's blood is in the penthouse, he was there last night. Henry's blood was logged on the bloodlock, but this was clearly planted. The truths are strange on this island. Yeah, I agree. Look at that guy's face. A truth is revealed, etc. Dainonagate, okay.
Truth is known.
Some truths are known. We don't necessarily agree on all objective facts. I'm really curious what the post-trial scenes are going to be like, right? Like, if we let Lydia and Sam go, there's got to be a conversation about that after the fact, right? While you're here, you don't have access to the phones. Yeah, no, that's cool. We've been going for 3 minutes. I can I can stay up. We'll be fine. Alright, who breached the fourth holy seal? Again, we know the whole deal here. The fourth holy seal lies deep within the dense fog of abstruse mysteries this island has to offer. Lady Love dies. What is the fourth holy seal? Well, it requires godliness to pass through. Godliness? How did the council pass through it? Montserrat owned a piece of Crying Grudge's flesh and a pendant. That would allow him to open the seal. This means the council can only enter with Montserrat. Yuri has already give us a confession. Yep, okay, same dialogue. Do you believe there's more going on here? We can't let the Daybreaks go without letting Witness go, right? And honestly, Witness yelled at me a lot. He called me some names, and he definitely lied to me repeatedly, which I have feelings about. But I think honestly I'm okay with letting him go on this as well. The Yuri Carmelina Akiko conspiracy is the one that I think has the really ugly stuff behind it.
I have a bad feeling about
Nope, that matches with what I found. That's all that happened. Had a strange piece of flesh fused to his body. Just looking at it overwhelmed me with a feeling of cosmic dread. And it wasn't the only thing about him that did. I went to see Crying Grudge. He told me Carmelina carved a lump of his flesh off.
the facts and the truth.
And then she did something with it that we do not understand. But somehow it made him able to do the thing.
Is repulsive.
Dainonagate's blood is in the penthouse. He was there last night. In 2 different places, but for some reason it doesn't appear to be the same blood. A bizarre truth. A truth is revealed, a truth is known, etc. You know. you know, listen, grains, leaves, chewing, whatever. We got it. We figured it out. I'm gonna have to kill Yuri so many times. Alright, I think we can probably just keep going. How many more case files do we have, anyway? The Mystery of the Dead Killer Demon. Okay, we're not going to be able to, to explain this one without implicating Witness directly. You have a case file about a killer demon inside the penthouse. The truths in play grow bizarre, like an old tree grows gnarled. A killer demon. What killer demon?
Don't like this.
Yeah, I did find a dead killer demon inside the penthouse, and there aren't supposed to be any demons on the island. Are we going to bring up Shinji at any point during this whole thing? A killer demon in the council penthouse. What was it doing there? Well, I mean, it was killing. It's right there in the name, really. It has the blood of several council members on its claws. It was involved in the murders. It appears that it burst out of a hidden security crate and attacked the council. How did it die? Montserrat shot it during the murder. There was a Fukata bullet that came from Montserrat's gun in the killer demon's head. The dark deduction of the dead demon's destruction is for another case file. The truth about where it came from must be dredged from the swamp of mystery first. Yeah, I mean, I could sorta... Okay, if I present Henry here, I can present Shinji's existence as evidence, apparently. I mean, it's like super Witness, right? It is weird that there's no evidence for Carmelina when, like, the bunker should be linked to her as well, right? Like, people keep telling us that she's not actually, she's not been down there for a long time, but there's no reason to believe that. I think we are going to hang this one on Witness. I'm a little worried that we're getting close to implicating the Daybreaks, which I would rather not do, obviously. But, like, you know, honestly, Witness is into this for some kind of screwed up reasons, too. Yeah, alright. I'm a little conflicted about this one. Not about whether we're right, obviously, but about whether it's right to punish him for it.
Fact or a truth?
The righteous man transgressed. Witness is the origin of the killer demon. Laughable. I am a holy man, not a sinner.
Test me.
I found the killer demon along with a demonic containment crate in the penthouse. A demonic containment crate? It's some kind of incarceration device that imprisons a demon with holy restraints. There are bindings and manacles covered in holy wards. These restrained the killer demon and kept it contained. Why? Well, it was likely placed there ahead of time as a means to kill the council. Because, you know, everybody did want to kill the council. So the demonology bunker we want to present. There's a secret demonology lab hidden within the dead zone. The lock on it is coded to Witness's blood vial and also Carmelina's. We're just not going to mention that part, I guess. That is an old panic room. I never used it for demonology. Someone has planted that evidence. That lab has the same crates as the one in the penthouse. During the extermination 10 years ago, Witness managed to capture a killer demon and contain it. A heretical accusation. How could I have done that? That's a great question. And there's a tunnel running from Sam's bar to the dead zone. Witness has been using it to, Witness has been seen using it, even, to access the dead zone. Seen by who? A sinner that would besmirch the name of a holy man?
Show me your truth.
Evidence new. Witness had been using Sam's secret tunnel. Is that new evidence? Didn't we present? Okay, well, whatever. Carmelina's testimony is, I guess, kind of dodgy, but we do have it. Carmelina confessed to me that Witness maintained a secret demonology lab on the island in an abandoned bunker.
I am still bathed in the glory of the gods.
He feels differently. This is a persecution of the holy. And then, of course, there is this thing. This feels like a pretty big one. Last night at midnight, Witness made a phone call to an unknown number. That number matches the number on a receiver attached to the demonic containment crate inside the penthouse. This is maybe, I think, the most damning piece of evidence we have about any of the crimes.
I don't like this.
The receiver was designed to open the crate when it received a call. This would let the killer demon out, presumably to attack the council.
Surely this is a joke.
A ridiculous accusation. Why would I want to release a killer demon? Demons are abominations.
Paradise feels...
Now, why not explain how the phone number you dialed matches the receiver?
I am innocent in the
I can't explain a lie fabricated by a sinner. Can you prove this accusation? Yeah, I took his phone to the comms tower, which he should not have let me do.
island is full of...
Show me your truth.
But how did the crate get into the penthouse? Yeah, this is what I was afraid
Trust
of.
me.
We'll come to that later. Yep, steep the leaves, etc. There is no jury here, impartial sort of justice. A truth is revealed.
To the end, guilty.
It turns out witness is super guilty, yeah. I mean, like, I'm a little torn here about the trying to leave Lydia and Sam out of it thing. I think it's more like I, SB, want to leave them out, and it sort of makes sense that Love Dies would as well, right? She's got a thing with Lydia and everything. But this investigation and finding the truth thing is kind of like an entire identity, right? So maybe she wouldn't be cool with letting a friend off the hook? I don't know. I don't know what the in-character thing to do is.
Your sinner is a lie and a scheme.
Such is the burden of a martyr. You may think of me as a sinner, but I work for a holy purpose.
Endless heresy on this
You have
island.
all... Boy, he is really shouting. You have all strayed from the path, and the gods weep.
When love dies...
I hope they
all
weep
that
for you
remains
as well.
are the facts.
She got him. What was the play here? The killer demon was placed in the penthouse as a remote weapon. Yeah, we just went over this. When the killer demon was released, it attacked everyone on site. I don't know if it was meant to kill all of the council, or just the presence of a killer demon would be enough to scare them. A dreadful truth. That said, if the killer demon failed to kill them, obviously it would be, you know, they would work out what happened here. So I guess Witness was planning to martyr himself the whole time? Alright, let's just keep going here. So yeah, we might have to... Well, we'll get there. So, the crime to end all crimes. The murder in the night. The Paradise Killer. Who killed the council? The truth has aged like a fine whiskey. How does the whiskey on this island taste? Pour us a glass of truth, so that we may sip upon a vintage blend of justice. You can tell they're running a little thin now. I want to know who held the knife. If a killer was set up by a mastermind, we will deal with that later. I want to know who gripped a knife of murder in their palm of guilt. Yuri has testified that Henry was set up as a scapegoat. Will this change your truth? Show us the ultimate truth. Okay, well, I mean, it was what's-his-face with the face, right? It's pretty hard to know who's responsible for what. It feels like it was probably a combination of the two of them, but we know that at the very least, Denonigate is the one who finished off Montserrat, so...
Paradise feels wrong.
Show me your truth.
Alright, let's present our evidence. How about his testimony? Before he killed himself, he said he did it. Sort of an open-shut case, I feel like. He was given this mission by his mother, Carmelina. She engineered a killer. His room was bare besides knife combat training equipment. That's not what that was, but okay.
Nonsense.
These trials are over. This a big lie. No, it isn't. Got her. Denonigate confessed everything, and I recorded it, right? Right? Please? Maybe not. Okay, well.
Crime is repulsive.
I found a knife covered in the council's blood on his corpse. The lacerations match his blade. All of the wounds on the victims are clean. I mean, this is really kind of a slam dunk. The victims were sliced apart with fatal wounds. He moved quickly and cleanly. The penthouse is covered in blood. He hit major arteries, disemboweled victims, carved his way through the room. His blood's everywhere. The council were coming out of meditation, and he struck them when they could barely fight back.
Show me your truth.
Crime cannot hide.
Also, like I said, his blood's all over the place. He was shot by Montserrat and left blood splatter at the penthouse. Never mind that thing I said earlier. This is the most damning piece of evidence we have. And this proves that he got through the seals. Leader Montserrat shot him. Well, presumably in self-defense. What a weird thing to say. Yes, obviously. He attacked as the council's meditation finished. Montserrat was attacked, but as he was, he fired his gun, wounding Denonigate. Montserrat was growing paranoid. One of the manifestations of this seems to be carrying a weapon. I believe Leader Montserrat was the most awake while the others were still coming round from their meditation. Denonigate got to him, but as he attacked, Montserrat shot. Then Denonigate fled after the bullet went through him.
I don't like this.
He fled bleeding, his blood's, again, all over the place. He created a trans-dimensional corridor and escaped back to his lair, where I found him bleeding out. Again, all stuff we've already told you. He had to have gone through the seals to get into the penthouse. He inherited his mother's power to create corridors. He's sloppy, but he can do it. And he stumbled out of the penthouse and created a corridor to escape with. A lot of repetition. He was bleeding badly, and his blood trail his route home. There are a lot more typos. It certainly was not the case that the rest of the game was typo-free, but there are a lot more typos in this part of the game than any other. I believe you need to know the start and end points of a corridor when you create one. Carmelina couldn't create a corridor to the penthouse because the interior of the council building is a closely guarded secret. I don't think Carmelina knew Denonigate could create corridors. He was supposed to die in the locked room at the end of the island. Her plan was solid, except for 2 wild cards. His ability, and my return from exile.
Show me your truth.
I mean, that's pretty solid. Do you really need more? Like, we know he breached the 4th Holy Seal. Like, he was definitely there. I'm fairly certain he didn't just turn around and go home after making it to the entrance of the penthouse.
Show me your truth.
Alright. You know what's in these grains? A sword. The secret killer is the truth.
The court finds Denonigate guilty.
Very dramatic. The tendrils of conspiracy snake around us. Starlight has a case file that will help us chop back the tendrils and expose the sweet truth hiding within. Sort of a nectar, really. Alright, which case file are we doing now? Okay, I know all this evidence. Why do they want me to review this? Well, okay, I will then. Can you explain this conspiracy? Can you refine a truth from the ore of crime? I believe that Carmelina initiated a conspiracy to kill the council last night. Also, that metaphor doesn't really work because, like, you create crime, right? You do a thing and then there's crime, and, like, you don't really create... Okay, whatever. It's not important. She created Perfect 25 and wanted to make sure it was hers. Carmelina is being punished for her father's crimes. The Silence family were barred from ever being on the council as part of his punishment. Crimson told me that Carmelina has put in a number of motions to join the council, and all have been denied. She's a genius architect that has helped the Syndicate birth a potentially perfect island. Does she feel she deserves a seat on the council?
Is this a fact?
She knows the 25th island will be perfect. Is she worried she won't get credit for it?
I have a bad feeling about this.
Witness testified that he's worried Carmelina has changed. Maybe she expects more reward for her craft. I mean, to be fair, I don't really think that's unreasonable. Carmelina had a secret child, she kept him hidden in a trans-dimensional corridor and turned him into an assassin. Which is just, that's a real wild thing to do. And we're representing a lot of old evidence here.
The facts and the truth are not the same.
Carmelina presumably learned that Henry had been fathered illegitimately by Eyes and had been kept a secret, which meant she could get a secret. Sorry, she wasn't aware of the idea that she could reproduce until that moment.
When love dies, all that
When I
remains
found
is
Denonigate, he
love.
told me his mission had been to kill the council. He had a knife slick with blood, he completed his mission, as we already figured out. Yep,
Cannot
okay.
hide.
Carmelina took a lump of flesh from the god-crying Gudge and fused it to his body in a process that, again, we're going to say nothing about. That's just a thing you can do. You just fuse flesh to people. Yep, and then Yuri told you explicitly what happened. I don't know how much clearer this could be, honestly.
When love dies, all that remains are the facts. When love dies,
We're just gonna keep pressing this button, and they're gonna keep making that noise and playing voice lines at us.
Is this a don't test me?
Like, you're intended to just mash through this, right? Because, again, this is all stuff that we just said out loud. And if you're intended to mash through this, why even put it in here at all?
I don't like this.
Alright, demonically possessed citizens. Akiko's part of the plan. She's switching bodies. And then also, boy, it's gonna be like 10 more minutes before we even get to the part where the bodies are getting switched. Jesus. Just... This is an extremely strange choice. Like, why restate everything in order to get to this point where you have this evidence in the conspiracy case file? You necessarily must have just presented it to Judge, right? Because presenting it to Judge is what creates the case file in the first place. So there's literally no way to see this stuff unless you both already know it and have just said it out loud. Very strange choice, I think, on the developer's part to make this sequence work like this.
How dare you?
You people would have nothing if it weren't for me.
Nonsense.
All these islands that you drifted along on, all your tragic little lives, all given to you by me.
How dare you?
I facilitate the syndicate. I craft your homes. I have never been rewarded for my work, never been on the council, always living off to the side. Not even Perfect 25 got me the recognition I deserve. I don't expect the world, just some kind of reward to show what I did was worth it. She does kind of expect the world, though. The whole plan here was for her to take over this world, at least. And was this worth it? Well, it would have been. You shouldn't have been called down. I'd crafted a perfect lie. How did you know you'd be made leader during the crisis?
Craft is its own reward.
That's the irony. I didn't expect justice incarnate to reverse the law and make me leader. So, what was the play on the next island,
It
then?
is cowardly to insinuate investigation.
Ah, when the chips are down, every one of the syndicate is a coward and a sycophant. You all want your little bits of power and for your little lives to carry on ticking by.
Evidence.
The next council would be scared. All seniority would be gone, and I would be the one that had crafted Perfect 25. I would make sure I had the throne. My father was a victim, but treated like a criminal. He was executed by a coward. You people never appreciate what others do for you.
The facts and the truth are not the same.
The Grand Marshal would give you a loyal army to make sure of it. The plan failed. The truth is known. Oatmeal or whatever. You arrogantly believed everyone would believe Henry, a citizen, was capable of breaching the Holy Seals and murdering the Council. But justice is immune to arrogance. Boy, I wish that were the truth. A hideous, heinous truth. A vile truth. Architect. You have been found guilty of conspiring to kill the Council, and your punishment is... Yeah, we know. She's already been sentenced to death. The Onyxian claws of conspiracy tear at the flesh of this island. I can feel the dreadful shadow of this conspiracy looming over us. Can you explain this conspiracy? Yeah... So we're gonna do our level best to just make this Witness's deal, right? Let's see if we can get away with that.
Paradise feels wrong.
I believe that Witness initiated a conspiracy to kill the Council last night. Witness has become a fanatic. He radicalized himself as a devoted servant of the gods.
I don't like...
He believes the Syndicate has strayed from the holy mission, and I believe he wanted to put the fear of the gods in us.
I have a bad feeling.
Montserrat was devolving into paranoia and was becoming a dictator. Witness has repeatedly voiced his opposition to Montserrat's plans for the next island, so Witness took matters into his own hands.
I have a bad feeling about this.
Carmelina told me about Witness becoming rebellious against Montserrat's plans. Witness openly rejected Montserrat's plans, which I just said.
Crime cannot hide.
Witness has become obsessed with the idea of a cleansing tide of demons. Like the ancient Great Flood, he wants the Syndicate to be forced to start again.
Paradise feels...
And the key to Witness's plan was planting a killer demon inside the Council penthouse. That demon would kill the Council, and he'd get away with it. Witness made a call at midnight to a demonic containment crate that had been hidden in the penthouse. Unlocking it remotely... Yeah, again, we've been over it. Imprison the killer demon, later weaponized it. We're presenting the information kind of out of order at this point. Sam has a secret tunnel running from his bar to the dead zone. Witness used that to subvert the security on the dead zone and get in, and please, don't ask any questions about why Sam has that tunnel. Now, I don't know how Witness got the crate into the penthouse, is what I've decided. The plan isn't foolproof. There were too many variables. Pinning your hopes on a wild killer demon and believing it wouldn't be traced back to you was foolish. No doubt the intention was a scare tactic more than anything else. Put the fear of the gods into the council to enact change. Yep, we're clear on it. On a day of horrible truths, this is one of the worst. Okay, disagree. Why, Witness? I am surrounded by sin and heresy. You are all focused on the islands and your own little ambitions. But what about the gods? What about our holy mission? All but one of the pyramids sits empty, and we have existed for millennia. We are an embarrassment to the gods. The Syndicate needed rebuilding, and you would be the one to do it. The who is irrelevant. More important is why and how. Re-establish the priority in our faith, resume our holy mission, bathe in the radiance of our gods. I must die a martyr. I really tried to do the work of our astral lords. I wasn't enough, though. The sin on this island was too great. Well, I hope heaven's everything you want it to be. Witness to the end, you are found guilty of conspiring to kill the council. The punishment is death. The word conspiring is being used in a kind of an unusual way here. I will say, I have a lot of respect for Witness not rolling over on the daybreaks. Because the people in Carmelina's conspiracy gave each other up at the drop of a hat. But Witness has to understand what's going on here, right? He and I are working together to make sure Lydia and Sam get to leave, and I feel bad about the fact that I'm about to shoot him. Were the truths as expected? Did esoteric knowledge reveal the truth, or did it remain hidden in mystery? The investigator will become executioner and will execute justice. I think we did something that's approximately morally right here. Grand Marshal Akiko 14. The verdict is... yeah, it's not great for you. Well, okay then. I guess I'm glad they didn't make me do it personally. Heartbroken. Architect Carmelina. The verdict is... but nobody's gonna hurt the dog, right? Yeah, the dog's not part of it. Dog's fine. Somebody else will take care of the dog. We'll give it to Lydia. Crimson Acid. The verdict is... you're fine. Basically, you're fine. Dr. Doomjazz. The verdict is... verdict, too sexy. Couldn't possibly be involved. The accused, Henry Division. What are we doing with Henry in the long term? Because, like, all the citizens who were supposed to be on the island are dead now, right? So... The fairy woman, Lydia Daybreak. The verdict is... yeah, good. I feel okay about that. Sam Daybreak. The verdict is... I mean, he's a skeleton, right? What were we gonna do? And unfortunately, Witness... sorry, buddy. Nothing can shake him, not even being shot to death. Secretary Yuri Knight, yeah, Yuri, like, incredibly guilty. Maybe the most guilty. He seems to just be practicing dance moves. The Unforgiving Spectre, One Last Kiss. Well, I mean, yeah. Also, what? She wasn't even in one of the docks. Because, you know, she showed up partway through the trial. I don't think you even get to rule on her. The Hidden Killer, well... I mean, a verdict of execute doesn't really make a lot of sense here. The Bizarre Killer Demon... okay. Hold on a second. I think there might have been a miscarriage of justice. You have proven that Henry had nothing to do with the crime to end all crimes. He was nothing more than a pawn in a dreadful game of murder and secrecy. And it sounds like a pretty dreadful game to me. You have earned the title of Grand Investigator. Your weapon is unlocked. I was already the grandest investigator around. It feels like kind of a sideways promotion, if you know what I'm saying. On the next island, you will reform the Paradise Psycho Unit. Island 24 is about to die. Island 25 waits for us. What kind of island will it be? Are you happy with your truths? Did you get the convictions you wanted? You entered into a battle with the facts, the truth, and the suspects. Did you emerge victorious? This courtroom could only allow so many truths to emerge from their hiding places. Are there more to hunt? If you believe that things are not as they seem, there is still a way to punish the guilty. Grand Investigator Lady Love Dies, I will leave you to execute justice at your discretion. Sorry, is he saying? Are they saying? I think they're saying I'm just allowed to shoot whoever I want now? Execution or exile are viable punishments. You may also let them go free. Please work for the best interests of Perfect 25.
Within a conspiracy.
Nope, we're serious now. We've committed. When you are ready to wave goodbye to Island 24, do so from the rearview mirror in Lydia's car. The car will take you through the Paradise Gates into Perfect 25. Use it at your discretion. So wait, have I just been given her car? Because I assume if you kill her, you probably just get the car, right? Those of you which have not been found guilty of destroying Paradise may leave and wrap up your business before we move to Perfect 25. A marshal shall take Henry back to his cell. Wait, how does that make sense? Marshals will clear away the executed. They will not be remembered. They will not be honored. Okay. But, like, what happens to Henry after he's taken back to his cell, right? Oh, she completed the job. Was there more to do? The investigator always trusted her heart. She would decide if Paradise had been saved. Well, we are on Perfect 25, so it must have been saved. Saved isn't a binary state. Solving a crime doesn't mean the world is fixed. Well, that's scary. It is. Well, I hope she knew what she was doing. Oh, I'm sure she did. This is Lady Love Dies we're talking about. That's true. So everybody seems to be kind of gently acknowledging that they know that I might not have, like, gotten the answer. Are we allowed to talk again? Okay, no, you're done with me. Well then. It's weird that this still has the interaction thing. Oh no, okay, here we go. Paradise is indebted to you. No matter what truth you made, you believed in Paradise. I hope that we will never have to work together again. I hope that crime can be eradicated, and Paradise can be perfect. That is a little bit unrealistic. Crime infects every society. Well, you are right. The Syndicate's way of governing is flawed, and it always will be. I look forward to working with you again. I changed my mind. Truth will always need an investigator and a judge. When you have finished executing justice, please move to the next island. Okay, so I'm assuming that the ones that have the blood coming out of them are the ones where the guilty people were actually standing. I'm going to be honest with you, I don't remember. Alright, so where is everybody? It looks like they're all just kind of back where they were. Boy. Let's go talk to Henry. Because we gotta free Henry. Do we want to put him in exile? Will that send him back to the world? I'm actually not sure how we resolve the situation with him. I mean, obviously, if we just leave him in the cell, he gets obliterated when the island dies, right? So that's not gonna work. Also, think it's super weird that Lydia doesn't have anything to say to me in that moment, but you know, we'll get to it. Hey there, buddy, how you doing?
What do you want, freak?
By executing Akiko, you've destroyed any hope of Perfect 25. At least try to redeem yourself by executing the true murderer. Excuse me, the true justice has already been served? Justice? Akiko would only ever act to protect the council. I don't know how you tricked Judge, but you'll never trick me. Now, execute Henry before this island shuts down. He doesn't deserve to see its magnificent end. I am no longer allowed to interact with this stuff on the ground. Oh, did I lose Star... No, I still have Starlight. Hey, Henry. Well, that was quite a fucking show. I'm amazed I'm still here. Well, you were scapegoated. I was just doing my job. Don't mistake this and think that I like you. Well, I appreciate it. That's the first time someone has stood up for me. I spent my entire life adrift. The world happened around me. I moved between currents. And nothing I did was ever good enough. Nothing ever worked. No one wanted me. You believed in the truth. Well, sort of. Thank you. What a choice. You can't leave this island, by the way. I'm just a shit-munching citizen. There are a load more for you to abduct for the next island, right? I've got a demon in me. Can't have that on your precious new island, can you?
I must be the bad guy, right?
So I thought I was allowed to exile people. Why can't I... Well, it doesn't feel... I don't feel like I should shoot him. Huh. I thought Judge said I was allowed to exile people. I was gonna exile him back to the real world. Well, I guess let's go to the... I guess let's go down to the dock. We'll talk to Lydia, and Acid's right there. And then probably we'll go talk to Sam. And, I mean, we do also have... Oh, I should have gone to the pier. That was the wrong one. We do also have one last kiss to talk to. I'm not sure what the deal is with her either. LD's back, ladies and gentlemen. Are you ready to go? These are my options. So, here's the thing I'm not 100% clear on. Am I allowed to back out of this conversation? No. Okay. They want out, right? Exile's the thing they want. I'm just not 100% clear if this is like exile them to the Phantom Zone, to an eternal prison, or if this is the thing that they were hoping for. Fingers crossed that it's the latter?
Send you to the idle lands.
Nope, it's that one. The hell are you talking about?
Is this a fact
Okay,
or a truth?
hold on a second. Again, a lack of clarity on the game's part, really kicking my ass here. I'm gonna fix this. I'm gonna pause the recording and see if there's an autosave to load from, and if not, then I'll just go back and do the thing that we just did from the beginning of the episode, and we will not talk to her until we're ready to actually leave. Because, like, it's insane that there's no way out of having spoken to her, right? Like, you have to speak to her last, and if you do it before that, you're just, like, permanently locked into making a choice, and you don't have the option of doing the only thing that makes sense. Frustrating. Frustrating design. I'll be right back. Okay, we're back, and this time I had the brilliant idea of saving the game before talking to anybody, in case a thing that I extremely do not mean to happen happens again there. I thought for sure, when they said that I had the power to exile people, I thought for sure that's what they were lining up, was the ability for us to give Sam and Lydia the escape that they were seeking. Because they're not allowed to just leave, right? But if I created the excuse that they had been kicked out, then they'd be free. But frankly, when we picked the menu option we picked, it seemed like Lady Love Dies was actually quite upset that she had not managed to convict Lydia in a way that would allow her to just assassinate her outright. Which, I mean, that certainly doesn't line up with the way I've been playing the character, but apparently that's a little bit out of the game's expectation. Hey Crimson, how's it going? You got your gun back. Justice has been served, and the PPU will be reborn on Perfect 25. But I've got a favor to ask. Yeah, I'm not surprised. You need people for the Paradise Psycho unit, right? And you want to be on the team? Well, I'm the glamour of the battlefield, and I have a good stock of secrets. Yeah, okay. That makes sense to me. You're hired. I still don't really trust you, but fine. And I want to corner off... I mean, you know... I don't even know if they're going to be buildings on Perfect 25. We have very little information about this island. So, did you need something before the end of the island, boss? Execute. No, we're good. I'll see you on the next one. Okay, who else did I want to talk to? I mean, we should go talk to Doom Jazz. We should just, you know, tell him that we appreciate his abs and everything. Listen, nobody shows off to the degree he's showing off just because they're personally proud of their development. Right? He is desperately seeking the attention and approval of others, and I'm going to go give him some of the attention and approval of others. Me, I'm others, in case that wasn't clear. I'm also going to tell him Lydia likes his abs, though. I'm sure he'll be thankful. Hey, where'd your yacht go, my dude? Your whole boat is gone. Oh! What happened? You sunk your boat.
Wonderful.
I always do, Love Dies. Send the old girl off at the end of an island.
Favorite investigator.
Time to move on. Fresh start. Embrace the future. Blow up a boat. Are you looking forward to the future, Love Dies? Yeah, I mean, listen, this whole society is sick all the way down to the root, and that is a problem. But also, the sun will come up on a new island. Ah, the warm light dancing on the ocean, the start of something new. Come to play doctors and nurses one last time before the end of the island? Dude, I don't know how much clearer I could possibly be. I'll see you on the next island. Alright, well, he couldn't help but make an advance on me one more time, despite the fact that I have made it clear that his advances are unwelcome. Hey, Shinji, my dude, what's up? What's happening? What's going on with you? Did you try using this jet ski? Don't answer that. I really don't care. I managed to get it to the top of the pyramid and back. Not sure I could do that again, though. Later. So what's going to happen to Shinji when the island... Right? Like, I don't know. I'm assuming that this thing is well and truly dead, but, you know, let's try. Yep, I definitely cannot operate the jet ski anymore. Alright, well... Let's take the fast travel up to the bar. And then I guess from the bar we can make it to the temple pretty easily. Although I have 20... I'm talking like I'm going to try to save blood crystals. For what? Oh no, I would hate to leave the island with fewer than 20 of them. Hey Sammy, how you doing? I'm going to save again. In case I get locked into potentially killing or arresting Sam.
Getting saved.
My unit lands.
One last drink, LD, on the house. I've got a special one saved. Is it poison? Yeah, you know what, fine.
Glad to be back.
Hit me. It's the end of paradise after all. I'm finally off duty. Now you'll have it neat, won't you? Oh man, what is this? A special blend, isn't it? Don't ask, the recipe is secret. I mean, I asked, but that's fine, I already know the secret.
Glad to be back.
Yeah, that hit the spot. It was definitely poisoned. Can I help with anything before the end, LD? Nope, I am not allowed to tell you to get off the island. Okay, well, I'll see you on the next island, and we're just fine with that's just the outcome that we're gonna have. But they wanted to leave. I mean, maybe they don't need to leave as much now that the, you know, the whole situation is pretty different. So let's see. I talked to Henry already. I just recreated the conversation we had before. Yeah, I guess one last kiss and then we talked to Lydia. I feel kind of bad, though, because it seems like we're not really helping Lydia and Sam out. And we helped them get away with an assassination plot, which is like, you know, that's a thing they're into. I guess that was nice of us. Where am I going? I'm going to the temple. There we go. The opulent ziggurat. Actually, the graveyard. You know what? The graveyard phone is the one that's right next to what's her face. Well, whatever. Now we're running. Let's just take a moment here and enjoy the ambiance of the ziggurat for one last time. Ah, yes. Truly, truly wonderful, not at all horrifying. Oh. Hey there, buddy. You know, I didn't consider you a suspect in the crime to end all crimes because I didn't think you had enough of a physical form to use a weapon. But you've broken these controls and also the jet ski. Ha, standard investigation practice, loved eyes. It's always the one you least suspect. Let me kick it to you straight. Okay, apparently. Let me kick it to you straight. Did I make a mistake? Has this whole thing been a lie? Did you kill the council? Are you a moron? There's a huge difference between petty vandalism and mass murder. All I had to do here was maintain a physical for long enough to take a piss on some electrics. And of course, that's how we did it. Now, that's a bit different from breaching all those seals and taking a knife to all of the council. Why does a demon that can barely maintain a physical form need to take a piss? See, now you're asking the big questions. Finally doing some real investigating. And I'm not telling. I kind of wish he hadn't even said the last thing. I wish it had just stopped there, and that was the last we ever heard of Shinji. So I'll tell you, I'm glad we ran through the ziggurat. Because I'm glad we had that conversation with him. I am kind of curious. I haven't meditated post-trial yet. We'll do that up here.
Truth is all around you, investigator.
Are you happy with your truths? Yeah. I mean, as happy as I can be. It's hard to be happy in the shadow of crime, obviously. Well, that's all anyone can ask, I suppose. I hope you enjoyed this investigation. My time on this island is at an end.
Thank investigator.
Okay. And then she's gonna, yeah. Well, that's the thing that happened. So, real quick here. Just meditate and see if any more Shinjis become obvious to us. Because all of the hearts at this point have to be Shinjis, right? So is that the only one? I think that's the only one we see. Well, I guess let's go find it. Is he on the cliff, or... Nope, okay, it's that thing. Is that Shinji and we're just seeing it from above? No, it's a blood crystal. What? Why is there even a... Huh. Okay, well. Is what it is, I guess. That's a real strange thing. Okay, there's a phone over here. We should probably use it. There's a heart there, too. I wonder if we just are seeing respawning blood crystals? Nope, that's a Shinji. He has also urinated on these. Hope you didn't want to use these valves. Someone broke them. Someone. Ah, you got me. The investigation freak strikes again. I'm just having some fun, you know? You've done your job, the island's ending. Why not break some stuff? Anyway, busy. So he's gonna, like, teleport around the island breaking things one by one, right? That's the fun gimmick here. Can we continue to hunt him down? There's definitely a heart over there. I have no idea where that is. You know what? Let's not use the phone. Let's track Shinji down on foot, because I can't tell what the correct phone would be from here. So we're not allowed to use any of the nightmare computers, it looks like. Also, you know, moving over the, all of the various weird... We do keep getting this weird, like, broken-sounding song. Very strange. Alright, how far are we from this heart? It didn't seem like we were... Yeah, all that far. Oh, right, he's broken this, too, of course. That makes sense.
I don't like this.
Did you break these controls? So what if I did? Who cares? You found your truth for all the good it did anyone. Cool your jets and relax. It's the end of the island. Embrace oblivion, baby. We are absolutely going to follow him around. We're going to witness his destruction of each individual thing, one by one. Are we done, maybe? I don't see another heart. Maybe that was it. Maybe he embraced oblivion. Also, maybe I'm just looking right past hearts that I totally do see, because sometimes I do that. That has happened. Yeah, no, maybe we're done. Okay, there's a phone around here somewhere. So I guess at this point all that's left to do is talk to Lydia and leave paradise, right? Although, again, it really feels like I should be able to help Lydia and Sam get out of here. I don't really understand why that's not an option. I could tell her to go and just tell... I'll tell people that I idolanced her. Nobody's going to go over there and check, right? Hold on, let me, real quick here, just make sure that we're not seeing the heart anywhere. I will say that I'm a little bit surprised that Shinji didn't end up having a real role in everything. We're just gonna save one more time here.
Getting saved.
I'm glad
All right.
you're back, LD.
I guess let's do it, right? I'm ready to leave paradise. And so are you. Nah, just kidding. Or am I? No. Alright, let's go to the next island. You sure you're ready to go? Yeah, I think so. That's why I said it. It's time to get out of here. Well, hop in, LD. Let's hope Perfect 25 is better than this island. Closing island sequence 24 applications. Let's do the thing. It wouldn't be Paradise Killer if we didn't have to say the same line 3 different times in 3 different ways before we left. Now I'm looking forward to hanging with you and Sammy on the next island. We'll go and get a drink together. Yeah, I can't wait to see Perfect 25. You think the Syndicate will survive this? Which, I mean, I guess it depends on... There's a real Ship of Theseus sort of thing happening here, right? You know, we'll rebuild. We always do. Well, I hope you're right, LD. There's a power vacuum now. What if this happens again? Oh, it won't. The investigator has breathed life back into paradise. I have decided that my presence precludes any bad things from ever happening again. You know, I'm gonna miss Love Dies. We could have had something special. Nothing brings people together like the impending obliteration of a pocket of reality. Still, at least the case of the Paradise Killer got her out of exile. I wonder if her truths were right. I guess I'll never know. I hope Perfect 25 was worth it. Obviously, I hope they all die in a fire, but, you know, for their sakes, I hope they enjoy it. I've only known humans for a short amount of time, but they all seem to be idiots that only work for themselves, and I'm sure they'll fuck it up nicely. Anyway, time to watch reality die. So yeah, it's interesting that they chose to make it the case that you can't get any kind of good ending to the story for such a large number of people, right? Like Sammy and Lydia don't get to escape. What's his name? Henry just gets obliterated. Like it doesn't matter at all that we correctly got him sprung from the crime, because he dies very slightly later than he otherwise would have. You know, there's something going on here. There's themes and whatnot. We get a post-credit sequence. It's like a Marvel movie in here. So that's how it ended. A weird turn of events. Ah, the strangest paradise yet. Is this paradise safe? Of course it isn't. This is the Syndicate we're talking about. Will we need her again? We always will. She's the only one that can save paradise. Although not, like, save paradise so much as, like, avenge paradise, really. Hey, it really is like a Marvel movie. Well, on the whole, I had a pretty good time with that, but I have to say, like, pretty disappointed at... It did so many weird and cool and interesting and kind of experimental things with, like, the setting and the character designs, and then on an actual, both, like, on a shape of the plot level and also on a mechanical level, it was completely stayed, like, no new ideas, and kind of not even... I don't know that this benefited from being a game, frankly. There's, like, not really a lot of gameplay, you know, there's not a lot of mechanics in there. And I think that, like, that interaction with Lydia, where you talk to her, and there's 3 options. Leave the island, kill Lydia, or imprison Lydia forever. And the only way for you to get out of that interaction and go back to the island is to say, I want to leave the island forever right now, and have her go, but are you sure? And then you press the wait button. In a lot of ways, it's sort of like emblematic of a lot of the design of the game. There's a lot of places where it just sort of like... It relies on you knowing that it doesn't mean any of the things that it's saying. Obviously, I have a quibble here that I'm not quite putting into the words I would like. This is a thing that maybe it would be best I think about a little bit, and then come back and deliver with some thought behind it. So, that might happen, or it might not. I don't know. I feel like I've said a lot of the things I have to say about this game already, but maybe sometime in the not-too-distant future, I'll put up a little final thoughts kind of thing. But thank you all so much for coming on this journey with us. We managed to save the skeleton. We proved the killer demon innocent. I mean, how else could it possibly have gone? We really nailed this. When you come back next time on Monday, obviously, we're going to have some cool new stuff. So yeah, come back for that. New stuff is good, right? And we'll see you then.